Bye. Love you.
See you.
Okay.
This is called the apiary. It's a gathering of beehives. Now, there is like 4 different owners that got this area, and they even put up a camera so they can live stream it, keep an eye on the hives. The NATO wire around is to keep people out. We're in a city limits, and people is usually the worst predator there is. The netting is to provide shade, and they planted a tree in the middle. It's called the Heilboerboonboom. I've got pictures in the book and on the slides later today when we talk about plants. So we just want to say thank you to them. One important thing is there must always be water. So they got this bulk container here, and then they supply water to the tree and also for the bees in this area. We must be 100 meters or more from the closest houses, and if you see down there, there is houses. Now what is nice about having bees in town is that most gardens have exotic plants where they flower throughout the year, where on a farm it's not quite the same. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into our suits now, then we'll take a picture, and then I'll show you how to light the smoker, and then we will only go in. So usually the bees is very calm before we disturb anything, so I was able to walk in, just check, there's lots of activity, so it's going to be a good day. But usually we will light the smokers, get in the suits before we enter the apiary. It's just safety precautions. Remember, rule number 1, have a lit smoker. That's it. Okay.
Awesome.
Here's a piece of elephant dung, the best burnable material because there's fine and thicker material. It burns easy and it burns long. This is the tin foil cap to get it to cool down very quickly. Just tin foil we put on there, it stops the oxygen flow through and it cools down. I'm going to light one and you're welcome to light the other one. It's always good to have 2. If the smoke starts getting less in one, we can puff up the other one very quickly. So I got some carton material also, box I want to show you things like that ink we need to take off, because we don't know what is in the ink, and we just tear it off. Okay, so we check the height, so it's about this much we will need. And we just tightly roll this up. Okay, and pop it in there. First we light it.
That's horse manure.
Horse manure. Any manure without urea in it. Urea is not good. Most of the times we also inhale the smoke. It's also not good for us. I want to puff this quite aggressively until there's flames coming out on the top. You see now there's some flames coming out. Now it's nice and burning. I can close it, and this is going to be cool smoke. You can, if you puff it like this, it will be hot. But if you go slow like this, it's cold. You can feel there. We don't burn the wings. But if I puff it harder, the smoke gets hotter. But this is it's cool smoke. Okay. You're welcome to light that one. Practice. The best is egg carton crates. That egg material, it burns nice easily. You pop it in the bottom and put some manure on top. This one is different. It's got a little stand at the bottom to keep the ash out and that the air can blow in. So it needs to be just that, like that, the right side up. This one got a tube in it. If you just leave it, it will die. So we will just puff it that it keeps on smoking. So you see, it's nice to have these stands, and you do it for your length. It's for me easy now to look inside here, but if you're a bit shorter, make the stands lower. You need to do it for you as the beekeeper. There's no set standard. I can work on a 200-liter drum, which some of my colleagues cannot do. You can feel this one also again. It's not capped honey, but it's full of honey. There in the center they started capping it, so you can have a feel of the weight. So
out of a super you can get between 15 and 20 kilograms of honey in this Windhoek region.
Okay. Right.
Feel this one?
Oh, that's heavy.
So that's why we work with these smaller frames. That's why we work with the smaller frames that it's easy to handle. We want to feel. Yeah, this is capped honey. You want to feel the weight?
Axel? Okay.
Alles heen. Dis lekker geit wat so voel.
Lekkerheid. So. Wonderful.
Okay. So half of it is capped. We must also have it 90% capped before we can start harvesting. Otherwise it's too wet and it starts fermenting in the bottles. Okay.
So these bees won't go in there.
No, that's their home. They go there.
They will stay there. They know each other.
Yeah. They smell different. Okay, empty. Eh? So the bee's behavior is to move all the honey to the top and start filling it up like that. So maybe they put this recently on. I can look in between the frames and see they're busy working here in the center. So maybe a month ago it was put on. Just I don't hurt them. I just let them know Christo is here to do inspection, and that's what we do. We take off the queen excluder. Usually when I have a bit of time I'll clean all of this out, put it in a ice cream tub. The sides we already know will contain honey. It's some of the stores, so if I harvest the top supers, there's still 10% honey left for them to survive. You see, we work slowly, calmly, but with a purpose. I smoke them, they're busy sucking in honey, calming down. The side is nice capped honey. So if I want to, I can harvest this whole frame. But I can already see the floor is clean. All very good signs. Here I can see, you see the difference between capped honey and brood. There is a difference there. So easy to spot. I just need to check for the queen. The drone, yeah, large eyes. Here's also a drone with a large eyes. No stinger. You can handle them with your hand. You see there. Teddy bear, fluffy, no stinger, nice. Okay, I didn't find the queen on this one. Then I don't want to put them outside. I'll put them inside and just move them over. Then I can take the next one out. So I only need to take out one frame.
Big drone, yeah?
Yeah, here's another drone. Angelica, you've got a quick eye. You will find the queen for us. Okay, so this frame is completely empty. I don't know why. Let's see the next one. I only also saw a little bit of brood on that one. Here in the center we must find full frames of brood. Here it looks better. Here I can see all the larvae, the white ones. Let me see if I can find eggs. Let me first look for the queen. Nope, I don't see her easily, but you see nice line pattern, but not as good as the previous one. It's a nice day, but I need a bit of sun. If you're over 50, the eyesight is the first thing going. No, I don't see any eggs. I put it the same way around back inside. Let's check the next one and then we can declare this hive healthy, but that one is better.
It's another drone.
Yes. Yes. You see, this is all drone brood. This part here at my finger is drone brood. You see the bigger holes and they're popping out. They look like pimples a bit. This side is worker bee brood. On top is the honey. But here is quite a few drones. So if we wanted to, we can start doing splits. There's enough drones to breed with the queen. And they can work well. I'm not going to disturb them any further. I think the queen was quicker than me. She moved over to this side of the box. You will also see the bees, they cluster around there. But I didn't see any of that. Here is 2 to 3 drops of honey that's spilled. We don't like open honey like that because that box can smell it and then they come and rob it. And those fights you cannot stop. I could see the floor is nice and clean. That's one benefit of wearing gloves is when you touch the hot surfaces on the smokers.
Don't feel it immediately. Hier is die queen het
Ek hom gaan refill.
Ja.
Dankie. I just want to move them a bit deeper into the box that I can put my excluder on.
That queen is not doing such a good job
No,
with this one, but it's
no.
not concerning.
No, she's still good. I don't worry about her. But that one is a better queen. Better genetics. Maybe she's a bit younger also. Maybe she didn't breed with 10 but 30 drones and this one only 10 drones.
We're not eggs. We didn't see the eggs.
We saw larvae and cap brood but no
Yeah,
eggs.
but I didn't see eggs. I'm not bumping them out. I put it back slowly. They feel the pressure on them, move out of the way, and I can put down the lid. And then they don't squash. You see that bees like my hand, when they feel the pressure, they will move away. If I do it slow enough, they move out and I can put it down. So we're not killing any bees. There's usually 1 or 2 casualties, but we don't like slamming it down and doing it like that. We can also slide it on, but I found less bees is hurt. Okay, so this stainless steel drum here is where we empty our smokers to make sure it cannot blow around or start a veld fire. I'm full of bees. Don't need to walk. Just let them go back home.
We've just finished our hive inspection, but the bees are still following us, so we just keep on walking away from the apiary until the bees realize we're no longer a threat and they can go back home. This was an amazing experience. Be so close to an animal that's so well organized and does so much for our existence. I think it's, yeah, I was nervous beforehand, but while we were inside the apiary surrounded by bees, even when they were getting a little bit agitated, it was just amazing. So I'm very excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to start. Sure. We were advised to stay in our bee suits. First drive away from the apiary. Open the windows so the bees will naturally gravitate towards the window. Also, as we drive, they'll just leave the vehicle. First, we move ourselves, get to a safe distance, and then we will remove our suits. Back on the homestead today, I just quickly wanted to share with you the things that I found extremely valuable in my beekeeping course of yesterday. You can watch as many online videos as you want and even do online courses, but nothing trumps experience. For me, that's the one thing that stood out, is the fact that we could actually suit up and go into an apiary and open hives and inspect, and our instructor could take us through the different things that one has to look for to identify or distinguish between a healthy colony of bees versus a struggling colony of bees. So the experience was incredibly valuable, and I feel confident now to do this should we be able to catch a swarm of bees here on the property. The second thing was the fact that it changed my perception and misconception of the African bee, often called a killer bee. It is true that one could die from a bee sting or several bee stings, but you can also die from a dog biting you, or some other infection. So I think the myth around the African bee as a killer bee was definitely addressed and changed, in my mind at least. We are in a very arid climate, which means that the bees in this area, in order to survive, they have to be very protective of their colony, and especially their reserves, their food reserves. So that naturally makes them a little bit more aggressive. So bees also rob the honey from other hives, and so through natural selection, the bees that were more aggressive and better at protecting their colony and their hive were the ones that survived. And so the bees found in Africa, and the bees found in Namibia in particular, could be perceived as way more aggressive than the ones found in Europe, or the Europe native honeybee and the American honeybee. So what the Americans or Europeans might call Africanized killer bee is just another day for us. So it changed that perception in my mind, and I'm hoping that through further studies and experience that we build up as we go along, that we could also show other viewers how to work with colonies that seem to be a little bit more aggressive. We were fortunate that yesterday was also a cooler day, so bees were calmer in general. They weren't agitated. Obviously a little bit more activity when we opened the hives, but nothing too aggressive that we felt we had to abandon the inspection of the hives. So just wanted to give you that feedback. If you're interested in beekeeping, I would highly recommend you find somebody in your area that does training in person. Beekeeping is a very practical thing. It's not something that we just do on paper. So there is practice involved. So join a beekeeping association. We have a beekeeping association here in Namibia, which I will definitely join, and also a community of beekeepers that are experienced and that one could approach and say, look, when you do your next hive inspection, could I come along? I would just like to gain some experience. So before even having my own bees, I can gain experience in hive inspections. So I would highly recommend, if you're interested, and that goes for anything that you want to learn, even gardening, vegetable planting, farming with any other form of livestock. Go for training, find that community of people, join the association of whatever it is you're trying to learn more about, and have fun learning along with other people.